Hello and welcome back to Women's Football Talk, the YouTube channel that brings you all the latest news and stories from around the world of women's football. Now before we get into this video, make sure you smash that subscribe button and turn on the post notification bell so you never miss a video of ours. So today we're having a look back at the weekend in the WSL, and we'll start off with the shock of the weekend, and that is West Ham United 2, Arsenal 1. Now it was a very close game throughout the first half. It took Arsenal until the 43rd minute to get the first goal of the game, with Alessia Russo scoring a header from a unmarked position at the back post from a Arsenal corner. Now just looking at the first half on a whole, Arsenal definitely had a lot of chances and the better of the first 45 minutes, testing Mackenzie Arnold and the West Ham defence a lot more. You saw the likes of Russo, Miedemar, Beth Mead, Steph Catley all trying to provide chances for Seidenfeld's side, but weren't able to make anything too testing for Mackenzie Arnold. And apart from that mistake towards the end of the first half, West Ham did really well, kept themselves in the game despite not having many attacking opportunities themselves, and I think they did make it really hard for Arsenal to try and break them down. And yeah, it was just really interesting to see how Rhian Skinner had her side set up for this one. Second half gets underway. First couple of minutes they get a penalty. Steph Catley fouls, I can't remember who it was now, on the what looked like it could have been on the edge of the box, but it seemed to go also into the box. So it's one of them where looking at different angles, you can be your own judge for that, but the referee awarded the penalty, and then Vivian Assayi stepped up, sent Manuela Zinsberger the wrong way, and West Ham were level. And then within a few minutes of scoring the equaliser, they go in front with Howard Sissoko scoring a nice goal to put West Ham 2-1 up. And from then on, it just seemed like West Ham were very settled about sitting back, 5 defenders, everyone pretty much behind the ball for most of the second half, the last half an hour or so, and just proving time and time again for Arsenal to be hard to get into the final third and try and create anything realistically. They had a few chances. You saw Stina Blackstenius, Chloe Lacasse have some chances when they came on, and then it's just like kept proving hard for Arsenal to break them down. I thought they were really strong at the back, the likes of Honoka Hayashi, Ria Shimizu, Amber Tiziak, Shalina Zadorsky, like those defensive-minded players for West Ham were really good. And then I think Katrina Gorry, who was in the heart of that midfield for West Ham, was absolutely fantastic. She's only been there a couple of weeks, and yeah, she looks like an absolute stellar player for West Ham, and what a great signing she's turning out to be so far. And yeah, it was just hard for Arsenal to try and break down West Ham. They had chances, but in the end, West Ham held on for an historic victory, the first ever victory against Arsenal in the WSL era. Such a big result in terms of things, both ends of the table. For Arsenal, could that mean the end of their title race now? The third defeat of the season. Results elsewhere as well in the WSL this weekend means they've fallen behind both Manchester City and Chelsea, so it is a big dent in Arsenal's title race run. And then obviously for West Ham, the victory moves them that bit more further away from the bottom spot in terms of relegation. So very good weekend for West Ham with results elsewhere, but a really bad weekend for Jonas Seidenfeld's Arsenal. Both teams will be hoping that they can turn their fortunes around. For West Ham, that this can progress and that they can continue to move up the table, and for Arsenal, this is just a blip in the road, and that they can continue potentially catching Chelsea, if that is at all possible, but it could be a long shot now for Jonas Seidenfeld's side. I look at the rest of the weekend's games now, and Aston Villa played against Bristol City on Saturday and it finished 2-2. Kerry Jones scoring a wonderful goal to draw Bristol City Palace and earn them a point. Elsewhere, Manchester United beat Brighton and Hove Albion 2-0 in their Brighton's first game since Melissa Phillips was sacked last week. Nikita Paris scored both of the goals, and JC Ferreira got both of the assists for Manchester United in that one, so it was a very good victory for Man United. Manchester City beat Leicester City by 2-0. Lauren Hemp and Chloe Kelly with the goals there, both late on in the second half. Chloe Kelly scoring direct from a corner, and Lauren Hemp with a scorpion kick goal, both very worth checking out, so make sure you check them out on social media if you haven't already. Liverpool and Tottenham is the game that finished 1-1. Salim Bize had put Spurs ahead on the 71st minute, but a stoppage time equaliser from Marie Hobinger meant the points were shared in this one like they were when the sides met earlier on in the season. And Chelsea beat Everton by 3-0. Guru Wrighton scoring twice from the penalty spot, and then Erin Cuthbert also scoring for Emma Hayes' side. So a quick look at the table at the end of this weekend. Chelsea remain top on 34 points, Manchester City on 31, Arsenal now on 28 points, Man United on 24, Liverpool and Spurs both on 19, Leicester and Aston Villa both on 13 points, and then a trio of teams, West Ham, Everton and Brighton and Hove Albion on 11 points, and then Bristol City bringing up the rear on 6 points. So that is how the table looks after this week's fixtures. Looking ahead to next weekend, it is the sixth round of the Women's FA Cup. So we've got games taking place on both Saturday and Sunday of this weekend, with the big eyes on Arsenal versus Manchester City, which kicks off on Sunday lunchtime. So make sure you are subscribed to our channel with post notification bell turned on so you never miss a video of ours, and then you're following us on Twitter and on Instagram for all the latest news and stories from around the world of women's football, including our story that we had on Melissa Phillips being sacked. And we'll also have our podcast out, so make sure you check that out on all podcast websites, where we'll look deeper into the WSL weekend and other talking points, and obviously anything else that comes out across the world of women's football. And make sure you're following us on our website, womensfootballtalk.substack.com, where we have articles out looking back at the WSL weekend and other talking points from around the world of women's football. In the meantime, we'll see you soon.